Let me know if you guys cannot hear me, because I'm in the laundry room and the washer is running. So yeah, let me know if you guys cannot hear me. So I want to come on here and talk to you today about some events that are going on in our country, some of which you have probably heard of and some of which you probably have not. One of which is the Las Vegas shooting. I just want to simply say I'm truly sorry from the bottom of my heart to all of you that were affected by that, friends, family of the lost loved ones. And that door just opened by itself. It's a little bit creepy, but I just want to say that I'm truly sorry for your guys' loss. You know, it's been a few days now since it happened, and I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff about it because I don't get my information from the media at all. I don't believe the media in any way. There's no media out there tells the truth. Most of the time when things like that happen, I run an independent investigation of my own. I look at all faults and all facts and see what I can come up with. So a couple of other things I want to touch on in this video happens to be the lawful shooting, police shooting that happened in Louisville, Kentucky, which is right down the road from where I live. I'm an hour outside of Louisville. So, some of you all that probably don't live in Kentucky probably don't know what happened, so I'll explain it. It's really simple. Really, really simple. So what had happened was a male, I'm not even going to talk about race. You'll figure it out later on in the video. But race doesn't matter to me. I just want to say that at the beginning. Black, white, Mexican, I don't care. I don't discriminate. I'm just going to say this, though. You know, there are people out there that's probably going to say I'm racist, but I'm not. I'm not. Because of what I'm going to say in this video. But there was a armed male robbing a business, a place of business. I don't know what the business was. I don't know if it was a restaurant or what it was. I just know it was a place of business that was being robbed. There were 2 employees inside at the time. Cops got there. The armed suspect was still in the business, and they stacked up on, I believe it was a back door or a side door. I'm not 100% on that, but it was a door. They stacked up on it, and it was a metal door. One officer was on one side of the door, another officer was on the other side of the door, and straight out from the door was another officer with a long rifle. Now me, I'm not a cop, I'm not military, but I know that you do not have cops stacked up in a triangle like that because of crossfire. You don't want to get shot by one of your own officers, okay? So I think my video's a little bit laggy. I'm sorry. I'm using my phone because my camera, it tore up and I haven't replaced it yet. And the phone I'm using is a giant piece of crap. I'm sorry about the audio and everything. If you can't hear me, I'll delete it and make another one later if you can't hear me. But so they tried to open the door and the door was locked. So they started to move. It was repositioning. The officers were starting to reposition. And the gunman, the guy that had the gun on him, just came out of the door. He bolted out of the door. And as soon as he came out of the door, those officers saw the firearm. It was nighttime, but they had lights on the door. It looked like it was daytime in their body cameras from how lit up they had that door. But I'm going to tell you, he was using a Smith & Wesson chrome over black. I don't care if it's nighttime, daytime. I don't care if it's a well-lit place or not. You're going to see that chrome reflect if light hits it. and you're going to know what it is. I know I would. So the issue is they're saying that he came out the door. The cops, I watched the body cam footage and everything. All three of them that they released. Guy came out the door. Cops told him to drop it. He didn't drop it. They shot him, killed him. Okay, so we're having protests at the police station and city hall trying to get these two officers. There were 3 officers there, but only 2 officers fired their weapons. Those 2 officers are on paid administrative leave pending investigation. Protocol. That happens to everybody that gets involved in that type of stuff. It's protocol. So they are protesting for those 2 officers to be fired because they shot him because he's black, is what Black Lives Matter is protesting. No, they shot him because he was robbing the place and packing a gun. This is America, okay? People are allowed to pack firearms, but you're not allowed to use those firearms in a violent tendency against unarmed civilians. If you do, you're going to get shot. That's just how it works. Especially if a cop tells you to put the gun on the damn ground, you don't put it on the ground. You keep walking towards him. First off, if I was an officer and I had a guy bolt out a door and he's coming towards me with a firearm, you're damn straight I'm putting 2 in his chest right there. I don't give a shit if I give him the lawful order to put it down or not. I'm not going to let that armed man charge me, put my life at risk. I'm going to put him on the ground where he's walking at. That's just the way it works. You know, I'm not going to lay my life down and get killed and not go home and see my family because that man was black. I don't care if you call me racist because I shot him. I shot him lawfully. I was defending my life. I was defending the civilians that were outside's life. I was defending my brother's life in the uniform. That's the way it works. And that's what those 2 officers need to know. They need to know that there are people like me out there that support them. I support them 100%. It was a lawful kill. They've ruled that, but with the protests going on, they're still on administrative leave because they're having to do a more in-depth investigation, because one woman said she was standing there, saw him come out, and he was holding a beer in his hand, not a gun. But that was completely wrong. It was a gun. You saw it. I saw it on body camera. It was a gun. It was not a beer. And they did not shoot him because he was black. He had a mask on. His hands were covered. He had a long sweatshirt. They could not tell that man was black. They did not see his skin color at all because they couldn't see his skin. He had his whole body covered. They did not know he was black. All they knew was he was an armed suspect who just robbed a store and beat the crap out of the people inside. And with that being said, I just want to say that you protesters out there, you have the right to protest, and I know that. And I'm happy you're doing it peacefully, because right now there's no violence breaking out in the city. And you know, they had a forum, a police forum thing, to where they're trying to get the community to do a community investigation team, basically stating where certain people in the community will have the right to investigate police shootings. Hey, I'm 100% for that. Investigate our police shootings. But here's my opinion on that. You should know the laws. If you don't know the laws, you don't need to be investigating. And you should not be biased. You should not have a biased opinion. You should not be one of these Black Lives Matter protesters, because they are every one of them have a biased opinion. And the reason I say that is because they're all about black lives. They want the black people to live. You know, they don't want cops to kill the black people. And they're talking about in Louisville doing a less lethal option more often than they're trying to get their lethal rate of what they are using down, because that's the second shooting in a year involving a police officer, I believe. And the day after that, they had a corrections officer who was at a store who witnessed someone shoplifting and fired a shot at the shoplifter because the shoplifter tried to run him over with her vehicle, which was a legal shot. He was legally allowed to shoot at her because she was trying to kill him with a 2,200-pound object, which is a weapon. So he had the legal right to shoot at her. They're still investigating that one. He might get in trouble for that one. We don't know. Another thing I want to hit, another point I want to hit on is I had 3 and I can't think of the third one. Bear with me here. We're at 10 minutes in this video already. I don't remember what I was going to say, to be honest. So, I'm going to end it right here. I want to thank you guys for watching. And just know that I'm not racially biased. I could care less. It's like a good buddy of mine said who served in the military. When you're standing beside your brothers in uniform and overseas fighting for your country, it does not matter the race. You were colorblind when you were overseas, because if they're black, white, Mexican, it does not matter. You know, Mexican, American, even the Afghanis that we train, you don't care about their race at all, as long as they're helping you defend your country and theirs even, and they have your back in a firefight. That's all that matters. So same thing needs to go with America. We need to have our brothers' backs, no matter their race. We need to defend everybody, and you know what? I'm 100% down with having a community investigation team, or whatever they want to call it. 100%. Do it. I think it's something that would be good. It would show... Yeah, I mean, it would be just awesome. Oh, another point I wanted to hit on, I'll make another video about it, is the training that the police have, or what they showed me, versus what they need. We'll do that on next video. We will not do it on this one because we're already at 12 minutes. I don't want to make it too long. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe if you don't already. We love you. See you next time.